Journey through British Malaya currency, the history of a changing empire hidden in money of British Malaya. To understand these beautiful banknotes, we must look back to an era when tin, rubber, and the sea routes of the Far East made this region the crown jewel of British resources. The era of King George V. Our story begins with the Strait Settlements, a collection of coastal territories including Singapore, Penang, and Malacca. During the reign of King George V, from 1910 through the mid-1930, the currency was known as the Strait Settlements dollar. His Majesty appeared in his formal naval uniform, his bearded portrait framed in an elegant medallion. To serve the diverse population of the bustling ports, the notes featured denominations written in different languages: English, Arabic, Jawi, and Chinese. Reverse shows the iconic Malayan tiger prowling through a tropical glade. It was a powerful symbol of the Malaya wild, untamed jungles. To the left of the tiger sits an elegant portrait of a woman in profile. This is an allegorical figure, a classical representation of Britannia, or the spirit of agriculture. With her laurel-wreathed hair and noble expression, she wasn't meant to be a real person, but a symbol of the stability and growth the British brought to the settlements. Her stone-like monumental style was a signature of the era's master engravers, designed to make the currency feel as permanent as the empire itself. These notes were the backbone of a golden age of trade, back when the Straits dollar was one of the most stable currencies in the world. The King George VI series is defined by a sense of duty and transition. The king was typically depicted in his military uniform, reflecting the era of the Second World War. The 1940 series is particularly famous among collectors for the secrets hidden within the paper itself. If you hold one of these notes up to the light, a remarkable watermark appears, a detailed map of the Malay Peninsula. Also the initials SMD. These letters stand for Strait Settlements and Malay States. The new design on back of the notes is a visual encyclopedia of the region's history. At the very top center is the coat of arms for the Strait Settlements. Surrounding it, you can see the individual crests for the Malay states. This design was a deliberate political statement. By placing all these unique emblems on a single piece of paper, the British were visually demonstrating the creation of a unified Malayan economy. But this period was marked by drama. The famous 1941 series saw millions of notes printed in London, only to be lost at sea during the Japanese invasion. Japan introduced their own currency in Malaya called Japanese invasion money. But when the British returned in 1945, these banknotes became powerful symbols of liberation, replacing the hyperinflated banana money issued during the occupation. Banknote design's insecurity craftsmanship here is incredible. Notice the fine guilloche patterns, those swirling geometric lines and micro-printing in the background. These weren't just for beauty, they were advanced security features designed by the master printers in London to make the notes nearly impossible to counterfeit. The era of Queen Elizabeth II, Malaya and British Borneo. The final chapter of British colonial currency began in 1953 with the coronation of a young Queen Elizabeth II. The currency board expanded once again, now including the territories of British Borneo, Sarawak, North Borneo, and Brunei. These notes circulated through some of the most historic moments in Southeast Asian history, remaining in use even after Malaya gained independence in 1957. It wasn't until 1967 that the unified system finally ended, and the modern nations of Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei began to forge their own path with their own distinct currencies. Today, $1,000 banknote can fetch over $150,000 at auction, making it the most expensive banknote in the world to bear the Queen's portrait. Looking at these notes today, it's amazing to think about how much history they've traveled through. They've survived world wars, the fall of empires, and the birth of 3 different countries. For collectors, they aren't just old pieces of paper, they are a direct link to the stories and the people of old Malaya. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you love learning about rare currency, hidden meaning, and stories behind world banknotes.